Hey. Give you guys a few seconds. It has been a little while. It's always a little while in between when I'm working, doing things. So give you guys a second. We're going to talk very briefly, maybe 10 minutes, on the real scoop behind 10-minute managing. And I know some of you may be thinking, isn't it the 1 minute manager? So just get your little sticky note. We're going to get in really, really quick. How y'all doing? This is Dr. Shanae of SP Consulting Group. I'm your organizational development psychologist, licensed therapist, and executive wellness coach. Primarily focused in the California market. I have done and continue to do some work in the South and otherwise, but this is just a little reminder for those that haven't been here in a while, haven't seen me in a while. Just giving you guys a few minutes to jump on. And if you're watching this as a replay, I'm not going to take too long so that you can actually get to the good stuff, to the good part. All right. So, as I always say, when I've had some quiet time where you guys haven't seen me, I'm always doing some work, research, attending to my own mental health, my own business, all of the growth that comes along with it. But I wanted to jump on really quick and back on a Tuesday to share with you all a little bit about something that I've been running into, which is a lot of leaders, executives having trouble really engaging their teams, motivating their teams. And even though this is an ongoing challenge for a lot of leaders, executives, people leaders, anyone that's in a position of leadership, whether it's by title, influence, purpose, that it gets difficult managing everything, all the things, when there are these additional stressors that continue, right? Like we're just officially in a different space, regardless of this being now year 2 since the pandemic. A lot of people are still dealing with this additional stress, or still dealing with adjustments. A lot has opened, a lot continues to open, a lot of restraints continue to be lifted on, within the individual organizations that I've come encounter with. Continuing to roll out more, like, as you can imagine, are we now switching back to in-person events? I know even with this past Easter, happy belated Easter for those that celebrate. Even with this past Easter, it was interesting because a lot of people, including myself, it's like, okay, this is the first time that we've been back in person for some places. So regardless of how much we've been tired of talking about it and tired of delving into it, between the beginning of the pandemic to present day, there continues to be an adjustment. And so, like I said, I wanted to come on really quickly and sort of shake things up a bit as it pertains to your focus individually and professionally on how you manage, whether it's managing your personal life, managing people, managing systems. That really there is this little secret that I want to throw out there. And if you have followed me in any regard, then, or seen any of my previous videos, a lot of times I'll have like a catch to it, like a little golden nugget in there. And so again, I wanted to share an actual book that a lot of executives, managers, supervisors have been recommended to read. And that is The 1 Minute Manager. And this is by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson. Very well-known book, very much have been around. This book has been out for years. I want to even see if there's something that shows when it was first published. Like it's super small, if you can see, like very easy and quick read. For those that haven't read it yet, and just, yeah, to confirm for those that have read it, maybe once, twice. But I want you guys to look at this a little bit different for those that have read this book before. And again, it says, see, this was copywritten in 2015. It seems like it's been around a lot longer, but maybe, it's 2020. So 2022. See, I'm losing track of time. But either way, like I said, this is the inspiration behind the title or the focus of this particular live. I just wanted to quickly, again, be in this space of understanding the dynamics that are going on with people. As I said before, I'm a licensed therapist, but also I am an organizational development psychologist. So my role, and you guys can look it up, but personally, my role has been groomed most specifically in understanding organizations from the standpoint of the individuals that are leading it, operating it, sustaining it, et cetera, which is also why I do a lot more of my work on individuals versus groups. I think at some point I've wanted to do some group work, but it ends up being a lot of individual needs. And so that is the essence that I'm coming from with this, to have even, put this down as the secrets or, the gold nuggets, the truth that you can get out of managing within 10 minutes. Again, this book has been renowned, and I'm hearing so many executives and leaders that have read this book, like over and over. I've heard of this. I've read this over and over again. And while we're talking about 10 minutes, this is the inspiration, the 1 minute manager. And I want to preface this because, again, human dynamics. What have we been dealing with as people, as individuals, personally, professionally, interpersonally, relationally, how we relate to those that we have intimate partnerships with, or family, things like that. So the thing is, it even says that this particular book is intended to remind us to take 1 minute, right? Making it where, all of us are busy. All of us are still managing a lot of changes consistently as we, ebb and flow in this new space. And so it's taking at least 1 minute per this book to look into the faces of the people that we lead and manage. And again, this is the book that I'm using to springboard off of what I'm saying is actually some truth and a necessary focus. And that is, when it's all said and done, everyone requires a little bit more time. And every leader, every executive, every supervisor should consider the time that you need to reconnect with people. 10 minutes is not a long time. 10 minutes when you, depending on, size of your organization, depending on how many people you supervise, of course, depending on how many people you lead, a church, business, corporation, whatever the level is, even if you are a solopreneur, your team still is comprised of, all of the contractors that you have working, even if it is just a team of 2, okay, where it's you and you have an assistant. We have to be aware of the fact that just because we've been in this mess for 2 years, people are still adjusting. There are changes that I'm sure you continue to ebb and flow with, which is rightly so, and to be respected, to be actually a highlight of the work that you do, regardless of if it's product-based, service-based, or otherwise. When it's all said and done, we need to reconnect. If you're having issues with motivation, if you're having issues with engagement, even though many people are subscribing to this 1 minute managing sort of approach to leading, even when it comes down to yourself, how are you then showing up? Are you so busy you can't take 10 minutes? A lot of the people that I'm working with on an individual basis, again, and if you've watched any of my videos, if you've followed me in any way, shape, or form, you will know that a lot of things that I tell people up front is take 10 minutes out each day. Take 10 minutes out to check in with yourself. You know, we have so much going on. There's so many layers, there's so many dynamics, so many things going on. But what are we going to do if you are only taking 1 minute? Like a lot of times in that 1 minute, I mean, set your alarm for 60 seconds and just see how deep you can actually go. Not really that deep at all, but look at the time that it takes for you to center yourself. Even when we're doing mindfulness, when we're doing meditation, when we're in prayer, it takes more than 1 minute. And the concepts that again, coming out of this 1 Minute Manager book, they're absolutely on point, but to a certain degree that is missing individualized application of this concept. The whole point is, yes, make sure that you are taking time with the people. My sort of springboard off of that is make sure that you're taking time with yourself. 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes to deep breathe, 10 minutes to be in prayer, 10 minutes to be in this space of introspection, to say, where am I today? So that then whatever it is that you do, whether you're leading or not, you could be leading a project and not necessarily by scope or duties be, on paper leader, but you may be leading projects. You may be leading even the space, like your inner sanctuary. You are the one creating that or not, and so it's, what are you doing on purpose to check in with yourself? And I do want to give a disclaimer that this has absolutely nothing to do with what a lot of people really go to, as far as that can be sort of selfish. Is self-care selfish? That debate. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being able to have a good foundation for emotional intelligence, having a good foundation for stress management, self-management, social interactions, project management, creativity. It is difficult when you're under stress, when you have so many things to juggle, to really get yourself to a place of optimal impact. Okay. And so that's the ultimate result of when you take time for yourself. You will have an optimized, higher quality of life overall. I always vacillate between personal, professional, because there is this nuance that continues to permeate the workforce, that when it's all said and done, you don't have an opportunity, you don't have the time, you don't have the support to take breaks, to take time in between meetings, to be able to take yourself off a screen, for those that are still doing primarily virtual engagements and interactions with their workspace, their family from a distance. You don't have that opportunity to check out every few minutes, but it is a requirement. And so ultimately, not only is it about, for those again that have already read this book, The 1 Minute Manager, Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson, it's not just about that. It's this thing at the beginning of it even says, help people reach their full potential, catch them doing something right. And for me, I always break it down to, even in the space of, again, being a licensed clinical social work therapist, being a therapist, being someone that has been in the field for over 16 years now, it always comes down to what is the underlying belief, what is the underlying foundation, what are the things under the surface that are preventing optimal performance, higher quality of living, optimal balance, optimal realistic, harmonious living. And so, even while I practice this personally and facilitate it professionally, it all comes down to the same thing, which is take some time to know your baseline, take some time to take breaks, and you have to take them. You have to take them. And it's important to even strategize on how you're going to optimize your breaks, because when it's all said and done, the key and the secret to managing is not just for those in the executive team, the C-suite, the PINDAT, whatever level of organization and language you use to assign to those that are in that, higher level roles. It's for the managers. It's from the frontline supervisors. It's for the front line. It's for the support persons that you have on your team, from the person that does environmental management, like the cleaning crew, to all of the pieces of the puzzle, everyone needing to be in a good space so that ultimately the ripple effect still breeds a healthy organization. It still breeds a healthy you. It still breeds being able to have resilience. And for those that even, again, that have followed me and my journeys, you all know that I'm going to be here, and sometimes I have to step back, and it's not a space of inconsistency as opposed to what I know I need personally in order to optimally have an impact on those that I serve. And I am in the people business. I am in the business of making sure that I am stable enough and thriving to a degree that allows me to live out my purpose, which is being someone that helps people mentally, emotionally, you know, even sparking interest in the health and wellness to the breadth of it, like a whole health perspective. And so when it's all said and done, the message is that the secret lies within your ability to take 10 minutes each day. Like, that has worked for everyone that I have worked with. Take 10 minutes first, because then you will begin to naturally flow in your gift, naturally flow in your knowledge, skills, and abilities, and how it applies and impacts everyone in your life. Again, personally and professionally, there's people that I work with one-on-one in executive coaching, and everything that we say, even if they come with their challenges that they want me to help them work through and resolve, it's okay, as we are talking, okay, then tell me how you can apply this effectively, even in your interpersonal relationships. And so when it's all said and done, it is springtime. This is the time, like the present, to really be able to zone into your genius zone into the space where there is balance, there is harmony, there is integration between all the dynamics of you. Okay. And so, again, I just like to throw out little golden nuggets, especially as I am being inspired by the people that I work with individually, the companies that I serve contractually, whether it's a long-term or short-term contract. And so, either way, be in that space of actually doing what you know can make you better. Take that break, drink that additional water, take that extra few steps in your day, do that extra exercise if that is what you're doing. Whatever it is, attend to your mind, body, and spiritual health. And that would always be my message. This is just one of the nuggets that I hope that you apply. And if it doesn't apply to you and you're talking with someone that you feel is exploring that, having difficulty finding stress and triggers in a state of imbalance somewhere in their life, that you'd share this along, plug it in. It is there in the interwebs, brought to you by one of my prior clients that we would joke just about the craziness of the internet, but be able to share this, be able to marinate on it, and begin to search yourself to see, like, okay, what areas of my life do I need to apply this 10-minute management rule to give myself a break, to help provide a platform or the open door, per se, for those that are needing help, those that you may be leading, your friends, to just check in 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and you can spread it out, schedule it 10 minutes. And I'm on this journey with you guys. So as I explore, as I see the growth that comes from this, from my clients, it's also being applied professionally and personally for me as well. So let me know how it goes. Feel free to message me after trying this. Again, the book that inspired this particular live is this one, The 1 Minute Manager, Ken Blanchard, Spencer Johnson. And like I said, the whole point is to take it a step further. Add 9 more minutes on this 1 minute for yourself. For those that are showing, if not telling you as well, that they're not doing well, that they're trying to push their performance isn't as high, take that opportunity, whatever the situation may be, and let me know how it works. If you run into any roadblocks, you can always reach out, DM me. Again, DM me. So again, this is Dr. Shanae of SP Consulting Group in downtown Los Angeles, California. I am your organizational development psychologist, licensed therapist, and executive wellness coach. And I will see you guys next time I jump on here. So set your notifications, because I don't get on here as often because I'm doing a lot of research at this time and working on some other projects. So I hope you guys have a great week. Happy belated Easter for those that celebrate. And I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be back. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.